After this learning modules, the students will be able to explain the importance of program planning principles in extension work. The students will be able to apply principles of program planning in preparing the extension program. The students will also be able to apply the principles of program planning in effective execution of the extension program. And lastly, the students will be able to evaluate the extension program effectively. Principles of program planning. A principle may be defined as a statement of policy to guide decisions and actions in a consistent manner. The importance of having certain principles to serve as guidelines in extension programming has been well recognized. The extension education encompasses many phases of farm, home and community life. To develop program suited to such vast and varied conditions of human needs and variations is not an easy job. Planning is a complex job and involves a variety of facts, imagination, value judgment, skills, etc. So, some statements of policy to guide decisions and actions related to programming in a consistent manner are essential in order to develop a plan that will truly reflect the future needs of the extension public. Now, we will discuss the sources of program planning principles. The principles of extension programs planning available in extension literature are based on the philosophy of extension education and on the experience of authors in the field of extension work. However, most of the statements regarding the principles of program planning have been made by foreign authors like Fanning, Nance, Brunner and Yang, Kels and Herney, Jens, Maunder, Holman, Ronderborg, U.S. Day, Matthews, Liggins and Sings, etc. A critical look at these principles revealed that they vary in number, sequence, emphasis and sometimes even in spirit from authors to author. It is therefore imperative that they may be examined for the practicability in the Indian context. Principles of program planning. After a critical analysis of the program planning principles available in extension literature, Sandhu 1965 identified a set of principles that may be applicable in developing countries. The wording and sequence of these principles have been purposely kept the same as given by Kels and Herney in 1949. So far as possible, in order to maintain uniformity and to avoid the further confusion, and so are divided into two parts which are 11 in numbers and presented as follows. Principles related to program. The program planning is based on analysis of the facts in the situation. Secondly, program planning selects problems based on needs and interest of the local people. Program planning determines the definite objective and solutions which offer satisfaction. The program planning has permanency with flexibility. Program planning has balance with emphasis. Now, principles related to the planning process. The program planning has a definite plan of work. The program planning is an educational process. Program planning is a continuous process. Program planning is a coordinating process. Program planning involves local people and their institutions. And lastly, program planning provides for evaluation of results. Now, we will discuss all the principles step by step. Number 1, program planning is based on analysis of the facts in the situation. To be effective, every program must start with the people and situation as they are and then build towards the ultimate goal of better living. It is important to take into account the conditions that exist at a particular time. This implies that factors such as land, crops, economic trends, social structure, economic status of the people, their habits, traditions and culture, in fact everything about the area which the job is to be done and its people may be considered while planning an extension program for an area. These factors may be viewed in terms of established long term objectives and rural policy. The outcome of previous plans should also be reviewed and results utilized. The factual information is obtained through block staff, district staff available, the local institutions like panchayats, school, cooperative societies and youth clubs, etc. Brunner and Young 1949 argue that there is no greater mistake than to assume that technical know-how alone will solve the problems of the farmers. They say that no program or even technique can achieve the desired results when not in harmony with the culture of the people. Extension knows if need be surer way is to effect cultural change by the slow but certain process of education. The second principle is program planning selects problems based on the needs and interests of the local people. All the problems cannot be attacked once. It is necessary to select the most urgent concern. Choice of the problems must be among those brought out by the analysis of facts regarding what are felt and unfelt needs. So, the extension work must begin with the interest of the people to be effective. Problems should be related to family, community and block situations. The problems should be arrived at democratically through participation of the people, extension staff and others who can contribute to program. Sound program building selects problems based on people's needs, and it is necessary to select these problems which are most urgent and have a widest concern. Brunner 1949 said that an extension program must meet the felt needs of the people. Liggins 1961 has recommended that the extension workers adopt the subject matter and teaching procedures to the educational level of the people, to their needs and interests and to their resources. Principle number 3 is program planning determines the definite objectives and solutions which offer satisfaction. In order to hold interest, we must set working objectives and offer solutions which are within reach and which will give the satisfactions on achievement. This is related to motivation for action. The people must see how they or their communities are going to benefit from the proposed solutions. Very often, the simplicity or dramatic effect of the practice recommended is the most important factor in its wide adoption. Further, if there is to be progress and not more evolution in the development of man, the objectives must be periodically revised in view of the progress made. In other words, as changes occur, objectives need to be predetermined to allow for even further progress to be realized. The set objectives for whom they are intended should understand the solutions which are within reach and will give the satisfaction of achievement of the objectives. They should be agreed upon by the people and be attainable, and they should be stated in terms that can be measured. The objectives which are determined by the extension worker should be made clear to the people also. Principle 4 says program planning has the permanency with flexibility. Any good program must be forwarded looking and permanent. The permanent means anticipating years of related and well organized efforts. Along with this lower process, which both follows and makes a long-term trend, experience has shown that particular items will need to be changed to meet the unforeseen contingencies or emergencies. Without flexibility, the program may not, in fact, meet the needs of the people. It has been found that the particular items need to be changed to meet the important emergencies. A program should be prepared well in advance to its execution, but not too far ahead of time. The ordinary events may be subjected to change in part, though not in total. It is therefore obvious that an extension program must be kept flexible to meet the changing needs and interests of the people. Principles 5 says that program planning has balance with the emphasis. A good program should cover the majority of the people's important interests. It must be comprehensive enough to embrace all age groups, creeds and races at all the levels and community, block, state, national and international problems. It is futile to deal with only one phase of life in a community as an end in itself. At the same time, a few of the most important or timely problems should be chosen for emphasis. To avoid scattered efforts, the something must stand out. The decisions must be made as to which of the needs are most urgent. The next consideration in choosing the items for emphasis is to time and effort throughout the year. Too many things carried out simultaneously will divide either the workers or the people's attention. The principle says that program planning has a definite plan of work. A plan of work is the predetermined action to be undertaken to execute the extension program. A plan of work is an outline of procedures so arranged as to enable to what, where, when and how the job will be done. In carrying out the program plans, that is, the women in the community may work on one segment, the men on a second segment and youth clubs members on a third. The organization should be used as a tool to accomplish these purposes, never as an end in itself. Principle 7 says that program planning is an educational process. The program planning in extension is an educational process which helps increasing knowledge, skills and attitudes. The people involved in program planning should pay more emphasis for skill training and attitudinal changes. The process of program planning itself an excellent teaching device. It teaches the people to think, to reason and make decisions and act through participation. It is time consuming but a good investment. Extension program have helped people to solve many problems, but an equally important outcome has been the development of the people themselves to the end that they can more effectively identify and solve the many other problems which confront them, and in this aspect the extension planning is unique and from planning for highways etc. In planning extension programs, acceptance of the importance of the need to use intrinsic educational values is an important prerequisite for the development of effective program procedures. The process of program planning is in itself an excellent teaching device, and this concept should encourage the extension workers to develop sufficient time and effort to developing the block extension programs. The people will become interested in the program when they are involved in the planning process. So, the efforts are necessary to involve a large number of people in identifying their needs and significant interests. The effective program planning is a scientific problem solving process in which skilled thinking is necessary to help the people meet and overcome the complex problems of today's society. The people who do the planning may part in local surveys and neighborhood observations. This provides an opportunity for them to learn more about their own community and areas and increase their interest. The extension worker has the responsibility of providing local leaders with the knowledge, skills and attitude they must have if they are to help in educationally serving the people. Essentially, learning takes place through the experiences the leader has, the responses he makes to the stimuli of his environment, the experience gained in finding the facts, analyzing situations, recognizing problems, stating objectives and thinking of possible solutions and alternatives should be made for a better and more effective learning environment. The extension personnel should remember this fact and provide opportunities for the effective participation of the local people in program planning. The 8th principle says that program planning is a continuous process. Since program planning is viewed as an educational process and since education is seen as a continuous process, therefore, it logically holds that extension program planning is a continuous process. There is no question of exhausting the new knowledge either in the subject matter which we deal on or in the methods of teaching. With the constant flux of agricultural technology, the extension education is faced with an increasingly more difficult job as it tries to serve the needs and interests of the people. Sutton 1961 said that extension in a changing society must adjust and plan for the future to serve the needs of the people. He set forth the 5 steps which might be useful in making the necessary adjustments. Keep close to the people. Be flexible and ready to grasp with firmness new problems as they arise. Work with the people in seeking practical solutions to their problems. Keep abreast of technological and logical changes. Close the gap between research discovery and the practical applications. It is obvious that tomorrow's problems will not be the same as today. So, extension must make the periodic adjustments in its plans to meet the changing problems. The extension must also be alert to change that is going on in science and technology. With the new technology, the solutions to the problem change. It is therefore necessary to view the extension program planning as a continuous process, though its recurrence is cyclic. The situation changes through economic and social trends, through actions of people, problems changes, emphasis changes and phases may be completed and new problems may arise and needs new solutions and new programs. 9th principle says that program planning is a coordinating process. Program planning finds the most important problem and seeks agreement on definite objectives. It coordinates the efforts of all interested leaders, groups and agencies and considers the use of resources. It obtains the interest and cooperation of the many people by showing them why things need to be done and promotes the best use of all resources. This is important in working with the people. Within the extension organizations, the block staff may work together on an integrated program, each member devoting part of the energy to appropriate phases, and program planning process requires the coordination and efforts of many people including officials and non-officials, and therefore, a cooperative approach is necessary to achieve the success. The 10th principles which says that program planning involves the local people and their institutions. Involvement of local people and their institutions is very essential for the success of any program, for their development. The essence of extension program is to work with and through the people. People become interested and give better support to the program when they are involved in the planning process. So, extension program should be planned with the people and not for them, and therefore, they should involve from initiation to completion of the extension program, and there should be equitable distribution of benefits among the members of the community. The extension program should make the provision for all the participatory members to avail equal benefits, and that makes the program sustainable. The local organizations, including government and the non-government agencies, should be aware of the program developed at the village level, and this will be a positive sign for receiving their participation. And the 11th principles says that program planning provides for evaluation of results. Since extension program planning involves decision making procedures, so evaluation is an important in order to make intelligent decisions which are aimed at achieving the stated objectives. The extension program should provide the scope for evaluation of results and reconsideration of the extension program. Matthews pointed out that extension program planning and evaluation go together. Kelsey and Herney in 1949 have said that all other principles of program buildings are related to evaluation. The effective evaluation will of course depends on clear objectives, knowing which people we are trying to teach and having records of the results in terms that reflect changes in their action. Starting a program with the intention of engaging in a careful evaluation at the close of a specific period has a salutary effect on all the intermediate processes. However, the provisions had to be made both for concurrent and ex post facto types of evaluation. Evaluation provides opportunities to reconsider movements if goes wrong. The scope of evaluation is the progressiveness of the people and their community. Now, we summarize the principles of program planning. The program planning has certain principles which we have already discussed and hold the good irrespective of the nature of the clientele and the society they may pursue, and if the program planning principles are followed in preparing and execution of the extension programs in the community, the set objectives along with the results will be achieved and viewed as the success of the extension program, and therefore, all the principles of program planning must be kept in mind by the extension people for preparing the extension programs and in the effective execution for the achievement of the program's objectives. Thank you.